everybody, welcome to the Hangout. Right about now, we are sitting with a phenomenal and also a very hardworking young lady right here on the Hangout. And also, because today it is definitely a Women's Day, we were like, you know what? Let us bring all Amakawe guys that are doing wonderfully into their respective careers. And right about now, I am sitting with Usino, and she's going to tell us what she does and also who she is. So help me welcome Usino onto the Hangout. Hello, sis.
Hi, baby.
How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
I am good. Can you please tell our viewers as to who Usino is and what are you doing?
Usino is a girl from Ebai. I was born here, raised here, and then I left to go study elsewhere. And then I studied and then I worked that side and I built my career and I came back to PE at some point. Still growing the career because I had to run a film hub here. So I came to do that. And then I left again. Trust me, if I leave, I'm leaving to go learn more, explore more, so I can come back and bring like cool stuff in PE. So yeah, that's me. I'm a lecturer, I'm a TV producer and director. I always say I'm a lecturer, but I'm a producer and director in real time. So that's basically me, yeah.
Lovely. So let us talk about you entering the film space and also the first project that you worked on, Forwena, as a 16-year-old being able to work in such a big industry.
Yeah.
What did it mean to you? Especially starting out.
Okay, cool. So I won a film competition. There was like a high school film competition. It was called Nabubomi back then. So I entered that, and because of that, I got exposed to more. I think being a 16-year-old, I got fully supported within the production, so I was learning at the same time. And then after that, then that pushed me, and I got more interested, obviously, to like carry on and be in the industry, and I did exactly that. So what the question is, how was it like being 16? How was I navigating that? Obviously just being curious and just learning and being curious and just wanting more, and getting mentors to assist in the journey as well. That's very important. I always tell young people it's very important to get a mentor. It doesn't matter which industry you're in, so that they can assist with just the navigation, especially if you like. I'm from Edutainment, so like I didn't have a lot of mentors around there, so I had to obviously outsource them. So I think it's very important for young people to get mentors so that they can be steered in the right direction and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and also because of you are dealing with the young ones on your daily life. So for when, how are you able to motivate them, and also where are you getting a courage to actually be able to face the young ones? Because Sana, we can be very harsh. Yeah, we can be very harsh. So when as young as you are as well, and not far from the peers, so how are you able to maneuver along those?
No, it's actually getting to know them. I think one thing that we all have in common, we all need people, right? Sometimes we misunderstand humans in general. And the most important thing, I think, is getting to know them better, getting to know what gets them to tick. Obviously, sticking to the mandate of they need to learn. So I think I'm a fun lecturer in that sense that I understand their personalities. And so if I have a lesson or anything, I'll bring it close to what they actually like. And they understand me too. I'm strict, I think, but I'm also very fun. And the combination then works for me, I think.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I navigate that. And yeah, just be on the know, man. Know what they're listening to, what they're watching. Very important. If you're in this industry, you need to understand what are people watching and listening to. And because of that, it assists with my learning. So I always bring that back to class and be like, cool. So what was trending this weekend? Cool. They're like, yeah, man, and then
yeah.
So and just entertain that for a bit. It's just like a few seconds of the lesson and then get into it. And yeah, just understanding them and understanding that you guys are very interesting and fragile. So meeting them where It's safe.
Safe. And
Yeah.
also, I want us to talk about you being a female and also being
Yeah.
in a very male dominant industry. For
Mm.
Wena, how do you get to navigate and also be able to put down your foot so that you can be able to get the respect that you deserve?
Cool. So I'm mentored by one of the most brilliant women. Actually, I'm mentored by a couple of women that have been doing great in whatever industries. I have a mentor for business. I have a mentor for specifically filmmaking. I have a mentor for specifically producing. So that has been helpful for me. And it's all of them are beautiful and strong women. And because of that, that has assisted me and equipped me to be able to maneuver the industry. My thesis was actually about Black women in the film space and how they are navigating the film space. And then I came up with policies. That was for my master's. So I came up with policies as to this is how potentially we could do things better. And I'm hoping for my PhD, I can actually implement those policies. So point is, you get women that have done this before you so you can understand a bit better. Or the reason why I'm bringing up the thesis is because I also had to meet with other women from the industry because that's what the thesis was about. And then from the thesis, then it brought me to the actual film that I got to film for an outcoming project. So beautiful Black women who are doing great and fantastic work in their industries, whatever their industries is. And yeah, so it's very important mentorship. You see, I keep mentioning that. And yeah, and also I just generally, I'm from a very loving home. I still have both my parents. And so I've never had issues with not thinking that I have potential to be great. And so because I come from a loving home, I understand that I can literally do whatever I want to do. Like I can be great at whatever I put my mind into. And I think that has been helpful with as well, with navigating and just being in this world and space. Yeah.
Yeah, lovely. And also, I want us to talk about there's a project that you were working on
Yes.
a couple of years ago, if
Yes.
not recent.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then there's you basically taking out to the public right now.
Yes.
So I want us to just little bit dab into that,
Yeah.
not going fully on it,
Okay, cool.
so that people can get to see the type of umsebenzi that you're doing
Yeah.
and also what to expect within the project.
Okay, cool. So you're talking about Grab the Wine and Let's Chill, sis. So actually that was birthed by a radio show that I dabbled in at some point, I think 2010 during COVID. I also come from the radio space that's where I got like fine-tuned with regards to narrative and storytelling. Because in radio you don't see people. So I've been a radio producer and engineer before. I actually studied sound at some point too. Yeah, so because of that experience, I then got to do a show where I was inviting all these brilliant young women that were doing fantastic work. And from there, I did my master's. I registered for my master's. I was like, actually, let me do something that like coordinates with what I just did, and something that will be fun to do. So I did that thesis I was explaining now. And from the thesis, I had to do a production where I had to speak on Black women and the industries and so I did a talk show, beautiful talk show. I filmed I think like 3 episodes or 4, and then from that, like life kept happening to me. Like life kept happening while I was trying to film this thing. It's beautifully shot. It's a beautiful talk show where I got to engage with all these beautiful women. The setup is the wine is at a wine farm. It's fantastic. And then someone said to me, one of my mentors said to me, this is actually great stuff, but I'm actually missing, there's something I'm missing. And I knew exactly what I was missing. It was my process filming the episodes because tragic things kept happening to me. And that was disturbing the process, but I kept continuing, right? And so therefore, the minute I decided, this is one time, after watching all the episodes, I was like, cool, I can actually come up with a feature film or a personal film based on these episodes. And that's what I did. So one episode was an hour. And then I went and I shot a few more real life things. Called up a friend of mine, very close friend of mine, who had gone through something similar to me, and I was like, cool, I think I will use that interview to wrap this up. And so then I did a feature film, and that's what I'll be showing soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I've screened it before. This is probably the third time I'm screening it. Yeah,
Lovely stuff. I'm so
cool,
excited for that, and I'm definitely going to go and check it out and
cool,
also see umsebenzi wakho kahle kahle
amazing.
without having to follow you online. But
Cool,
also,
cool.
where can people get to follow you online if they're not able to come?
Cool. So you can't see the film yet
Mm-hmm.
online. It's you need to come to the screening on
Yeah, the
Thursday and
screening.
come see it. It's specifically made for women. It's like a Women's Day special screening. So you can follow me on social pages, which is Instagram, Facebook. What else is
On
there?
TikTok?
I do, but like I do on TikTok too. So Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and what am I missing on TikTok? Is there
No,
just
Twitter is toxic, so I doubt.
I am on Twitter, but I'm like a lecturer on Twitter. It's funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you can follow me there. I'm just Sino everywhere.
Okay.
Sino Kali.
Okay.
Yeah. And then on Instagram, I'm Sino the Master, but it'll still come up as Sino Kali. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time and also coming and joining us.
Thank
Right
you
here
for
on the
having
Hangout.
me. It's been
You are
fantastic.
definitely someone to look out for, and also
Thank you.
you make a great feature for this Women's Days celebration.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Definitely, Kesanamna, I am rooting for new
Yes.
heights and
Yes.
also keep pushing.
Thank you so much.
Definitely
Cool.
looking out for that one. But right about now, all we have to do is to make sure that we go wakona sitata manzi, kesele sitita khabo, and then right after this ad break, we'll be coming back with more. So stay tuned.
Just to get comfortable.
So ngasinyusa nesihlangu uqhoma izandla.
No, yeah, fine. No, when someone come. No, right. Because
15 seconds, care. Well, welcome back from an ad break. Right about now, I am sitting with the lovely and phenomenal Siphokazi right here with me. And she, now what she does is to play netball. And also, she's been good for the fact that she is basically representing, I'm going to take a shine. She's representing the province in other parts of the country. So please let us welcome her and also get to hear her story as to when did she start and also how did she get into the career of being a netball player. So everybody at home, help me welcome Siphokazi right here on the Hangout. Well, Sisi, welcome to the Hangout. Good job.
Thank you so much.
Well, can you please tell if you are to Emakaya as to who is Siphokazi and what is it that you do actually?
Okay, thank you for the warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here. Igama lami, as I've shared, Siphokazi Mpikile. I'm born and bred in the Eastern Cape. Yes, so what I do is ndidlala netball. It's been a long journey. I started esikolweni, high school, and then that's when I first playing for the provincial team Eastern Cape when I was actually 17 years old. I started playing for the senior team. And then I moved to the under-19. So it's been a journey for a very long time. And then I stopped for about years, 5 years.
Yeah, lovely.
Without playing netball. But then when I got back into playing netball, that was last of last year. And then last year, I went to trials, the TNL, the Telecom League Netball. So that's when I started being selected again. But then I couldn't travel last year. Even this year I was selected, but I was a non-traveler. But being part of an amazing team like that, it showed me a growth in netball. And also now this year I was selected in the championships to go and stand up for the whole of entire of PE, Nelson Mandela Bay. But we will be competing in October. So I'm actually also looking forward to that because it's quite an exposure and also a growth for me as a player to play among such players, that AC players that are competing in their actually respective province. So for me to be part of that, it's actually amazing and a wow.
It's a wow, Galok. It
Yeah.
has to be a wow. So for Reminas Pagazi, I want to know as to, because of what you are into, it has quite a lot of eyes looking into it. And also, I'm sure that there could be pressure for especially for you guys as players. So how have you managed to maneuver in between the pressure and also trying to make sure that you stand your ground in terms of having to be the player that you are, and also ungamameli izinto ezininzi. So for when, how do you keep yourself grounded into kwesi space ukuso?
I think prayer, because I remember last year it was my first time playing in a televised tournament. It was championships last year in Rustenburg. No, not Rustenburg. Where's this place? I forgot this place now. It doesn't come to my head. But last year. So we were playing in an A-League team. So imagine the pressure when you're seeing these players, they've been in essays, they've been in what, and like you're playing against those players. So for me, I kind of looked down on myself, like how can I actually defend? I'm a defender. That's the position that I play. Actually, I was also playing center last year. I started playing center. So for me, it was a lot of pressure, but I then had to tell myself, okay, be humble enough, guys, and appreciate this time. This means that there is something in you that other people see that you don't see. So just calm down the pressure, be in the zone, enjoy the game. If you let yourself enjoy the game and don't allow your nerves to get what is it?
To overtake
you, yes. Then you are part of the game. You enjoy the game. Then that's when you get to be yourself. Being yourself has helped me a lot. It hasn't been easy, and I've also had people that would tell me, Spakazi, no, do this, do that. Many times you don't see the things that you do when you're on court, but the people that are outside can actually see and advise you more. So I've had kind of friends like that can tell me, like, Spakazi, no, do this, do that, and do this. Try fix here, try fix that.
Good to listen to constructive criticism.
Yes.
Yeah,
so.
and also let us talk about you when you were starting on the, because I'll say now you're playing for big leagues, and so let's start with the first leagues, or the first leagues that you were proud of, and saying that, you know what, this is where I want to be, and also this is actually what I want to do. What was that moment whereby you're like, this is it, this is it for me? I played my game very well. Yeah.
Well, I would say when I started playing center, because center is, you move around the court the whole time. I never thought I could play that. So we were playing actually against. It was against East London team, and also a team that is from Cape Town, I think. So I was made to play center in the first team. So I was like, hey, can I really do this? So the way that I played, even amongst my team players, the way they could see that Spakazi was actually helping, because a center, you're supposed to sweep the floor. You're supposed to be there for your shooters. So the way they said, Spakazi, thank you, well done, I could see that, I did my best. Though I was actually looking down on myself when I was there for my team. So I really like, okay, this is it.
Yeah.
This is it. You can do it, Spakazi.
Lovely. And also because you also have, or you are part of being a tourism ambassador. Let's talk about that. How does it come into your life? How do you take yourself and then be in that space?
Actually, that's something that I just started. Like, it's the second month. So I'm employed in the Nelson Mandela Bay, but it's a contract. So I'm based at the Campanile. The Campanile is just close to the harbour. So it's something that we do. We welcome tourists. There's many tourists that come and visit our place. So it's also in commemoration of the 67 Mandela minutes. Yes. So we've got a tour that starts from the Campanile that goes up to the Market Square, goes to the Donkin, and there's Fort Frederick, and also our art museum in Central. So it's a Route 67 that we do, but it's also we're also working with many reserves, so that when tourists come, we can direct them into many places that they can come and share the attractions of Port Elizabeth.
Lovely. And also, because I would assume, Uba, you're talking about foreign tourists that are coming into the country. So can it be that as a regular, how do I get to involve myself in the programs that you're doing? And also, you get?
You can come and visit. As I've said, we've got also the airport, even beachfront, the Donkin, or the Campanile. At the Campanile, it's free of charge. You can even walk. There's a tower that's 204 stairs, spiral stairs. So you can come and just visit. It's free of charge. And then we've got maybe brochures for you to actually look and see the attractions that we offer here in Port Elizabeth. Because there's a lot of things to do, but as locals, we don't really know. We want to look outside like Tsitsikamma, but here in PE, there's many places that we can actually visit and enjoy. Yeah.
And also, when it comes to those places, do you guys have any sort of restrictions? Because you did mention that to some places it's free. So now, let's say we want to go as a family and we have young ones. Do they have access to those places?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Even the Campanile, they can, as long as they can walk.
Okay,
Yeah.
lovely stuff. And also, where can people get hold of you on social media if they want to contact you for any of the topics that we mentioned, which was netball and also being a tourism ambassador? Yeah.
Well, on my Facebook page, it's Sposh Mvikile. Also, Instagram is the same. On WhatsApp, my number is 076 502 8030.
That's where they can get you. Well, guys, that is it. She is such a lovely lady. And also, today, remember, we're bringing you phenomenal ladies to come and talk about their careers and what is it that they do that is positive in the city or also in the Eastern Cape. So please make sure that you guys do follow her and also follow us on social media. It is at Mpumakapa TV. And also our WhatsApp line, it is 083-690-0530. And not forgetting our question of the day. It says, how are you spending your Women's Day? And also, what are your plans for the long weekend? So make sure, niyatai papa, nisixelele answers zenu. Well, welcome back, and yeah, we're still sitting with Usino, but Usipokazi. Well, right about now, we are going to have a conversation with such a phenomenal person as well, and they're also going to tell us and also take us through their creative journey. So please make sure that you guys are sitting back and relaxed, and you are going to enjoy this next interview. So yeah, let's take it away. Well, welcome back. I hope you guys managed to get yourselves glasses of water and then manusita to sip as we are sitting on the grey couch right here on the Hangout. And right about now, we are sitting with a creative individual, and there's someone who is able to express themselves through art. But before I botch who they are and what they do, let me welcome them onto the Hangout so that they can be able to give us who they are and what they do. Hello, Sis Kunjani.
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I am definitely good. So can you please tell our viewers as to who you are and what is it that you do actually?
Cool. So I'm Siwenati Machau. I am a multifaceted artist / filmmaker. Yeah.
So let us talk about you getting into the arts industry for Wena. When did that start, and also when did you realize that, you know what, this is what I want to do full time?
Okay. So the funny part is, like, it wasn't a, oh my gosh, I started when I was young, what. I really realized late. I studied other things first, and then after a while of like kind of being too good at other things and it came too easy, I was like, let me challenge myself, man. Let me actually like dig deep and see like what I really want to do, what my heart desires. Yeah. So then, yeah, I researched live performance schools in PE, and luckily, after I had just finished their first year here, so then I was like, okay, cool. Let me jump into that. Yeah.
So lovely stuff. As you were jumping into it, you didn't know anything. You're blank.
Bro.
For Wena, what was that eye-opening experience that you got from them? That you're like, you know what, this is actually now this is the stamp that Tizayenza lewe.
Yeah. So I went in there not knowing anything, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a sponge. I'm just gonna absorb everything. I'm just gonna observe, and I'm just gonna take it in. And it really helped. Like, most of my lecturers understood that I don't know much and that they have to start from the basics. And they really, really helped me with that, build a strong foundation so that I can be confident within myself. Because I think that's also like a really important thing, like confidence. Like, okay, fine. You know what? I was meant to do this. You know.
And also, because Saskia sasebenza kunye.
Yes.
Saskia sasebenza kunye. So now I want us to go into, because I've seen you perform, and for you to embody a character that you're given to you by a director. For Ruwena as an actor, what goes through your mind, and how are you able to grasp a concept yomnyumdu and then you're able to deliver it ngomzimba wakho? So how are you able to do that?
I think like I'm an easily adaptable person. So I get to an environment I get to the suburbs. What's up, my nigga? You know? So it was very interesting whenever I'm given a character. I love that. I love to dive into who are you, what do you do, what motivates you. So like it's that interest and that wanting to learn how other people think and how their mindset works, and then I take that and I make it my own, and then I start to make decisions that other people will make. Like it's just a very interesting process, and I just take it like that. I study, I research, I make sure okay, I know the kind of person that I'm trying to embody, where they come from, etc. And I just dive into it.
And also, what would you say makes you as an actor have that sparking element into your acting?
So I think like most method actors like will always like really like just take your breath away and be able to engage you emotionally. So I think it's, besides the fact that I'm non-binary and I can give you like almost anything that you want, but my method of working is that I will like really try to dig deep into the traumas, the pain, the happiness, the joyful moments, etc., and like really feel. I'm a feeling person.
And also, let us talk about the productions that you were part of.
Yes.
And then you know what? That day.
Yeah.
So can you just tell us about those?
Yeah. So the first one ever was my graduation one at AFTA, which was this Carlo, was about a woman being abused by their husband, but the lalin. So uzizwa abebayi lambetha nomyeni wakhe wambetha so it was very interesting, and it was nominated for student Oscars so that was like really, really great for me. And then it was the one we worked on where that one, the concept, man, like
it was really
so this other woman gets kidnapped, and then umntu wakhe ayomkhangela kule cult akuyo, like visually and like character wise and everything. Like I think visually and your character development,
lovely.
Those are the two that I'm like, wow.
Yeah. And also, because of you not only someone who does stage performances, you also become behind the lens. Let us talk about your business, which is called Dlanga Mandla Studios. Yona leya concept ifika njani? When do you start? When do you have courage back? I'm starting this.
So bengena choice, hey? Because nisebhayi actor. Kunzima, auditions come difficultly here, like once in a while, and the gigs and all. So I was like, I can't just sit around, and one of my interests was like cinematography. So I was like, you know what? Let me start by teaching myself photography. That's Funisanyani, did an internship, and they were like, this is dope. I'm like, really? Okay, sure. I could build a business out of this, I can, because the Kabanabani is bafuna forte, or events, etc. You know what I mean? So I was like, okay, cool. I can do this. So my little company, Kwadlanga Mandla, is like gearing up to become a production house, basically. So I'm calling photography, I also do videography, editing, but now like I really want to grow it into like a production house. So we make films, we make adverts, everything.
Yeah. And also, let us talk about, because when you're looking at your website, excuse me, it is more creative. When you see the stills there, the pictures there, they give creativity. They tell a story. So for Rowena to be able to grasp a story from framing a picture. How wanzanjani man? Because there's a lot of technicalities when it comes to just photography.
For real,
it's not
for
just
real.
it's not
For real,
just,
and that's the crazy part. But like when you can see the picture in front of you, already tells you what needs to be on your camera. Yeah, but so mark those settings. One. When you get that first picture, it's magic from there. It's magic from there, and I love working with visually, like giving things. Yeah,
yeah, lovely stuff. And also, are you one of those who don't mind sharing future projects that we can definitely expect from you?
Yeah.
And also, how can people get hold of you on socials before we close it off?
Okay, cool. So, future projects right now, I'm working on something really, really dope. Showcasing artists aseTabeja. Yeah, showcase. It's done by artists for the artists for PE.
Yeah,
So we become a magnet to bring people here. We want to be the other Cape Town, but like Tabeja, bring people here, bring it international. I'm also working with an entertainment company. We're about to shoot something real soon. So if you just keep an eye on my page, we're all good.
Page is what?
So the page. So my business page is called DLA Studios. I just made it easier for abantu abamhlophe. Yeah, they're like, how do you spell that now? So it's just DLA Studios, and then my page is Bisexual Alien. Yes.
Thank you so much for coming to the
Thank you,
Hangout.
Z.
Truly
Thank you,
appreciate
Z.
it. Love the creativity. Like, thank you so much. And definitely we are hoping and also we are rooting for you to go even higher and reach higher heights. Thank you so much. Welcome back from an ad break, and right about now on the grey couch I'm sitting with two more beautiful ladies, and they are doing something that is very inspirational and also something that we need to know about, especially as women of today. So please help me welcome the two doctors. I'm sitting with the two doctors with me. Well, please welcome, help me welcome Stacey Jacobs and also Dr. Melissa Peterson right here on the Hangout. Ladies, welcome to our show.
Thanks for having us.
How are you?
We're good. We're good.
Can you please tell our viewers as to who you are and what field are you guys into?
Okay, so I'm Stacey. I'm an occupational therapist at Livingston.
Yeah, that's you.
So that's where I work.
And you, my lady?
So I'm Melissa Peterson. I'm a medical doctor. I am a registrar in radiation oncology, so that means that I work exclusively with patients dealing with cancer. And apart from that, we're here representing Purple Project.
Project. Let's talk about the Purple Project a bit, so that we can get to understand what is it that you guys offer, and also the project as a whole. Yeah.
So it basically started in 2002 when we started sanitary pad drives for our patients. So one of the things that we know is that in terms of cancer, we all just think about pink. We all just think about breast cancer. But what we don't know is that there is a really high burden, and there's a lot of patients that do actually suffer from gynecological malignancies, so cancers. So, and then also for them to cope with these illnesses, they need sanitary pads. So we started, having sanitary pad drives and also presenting the color purple. Yeah. So the color purple is the representation of the group of cancers. And essentially our purpose is to make the color purple as popular as pink, so that it's on everybody's lips. And, it's something that's very private. And I feel like breasts were like that, 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's where we come in terms of Purple Project.
So our mission basically is just to create awareness about gynecological cancer. So it's basically cervical cancer, uterus cancer, ovarian, vaginal. So it makes up this whole, and that's our focus, to empower women about their health.
Yeah,
women's health.
And also, because I want to understand and also be on a very clear page as to the medical condition, which is cancer? Are you guys only focusing onto the women's side? Because I've done research and they're saying that there's also male cancer issues, which is your prostates and all and all. So I want to know if ever you guys are only focusing onto the female bodies, or also you're catering for men as well.
So Purple Project is primarily on gynecological cancers, so that means that, you know, it's our lady part, so it's exclusively to women. And the reason why it is such an important thing is because the World Health Organization actually recognized it as, you know, a health crisis that a lot of women in especially your third world countries are actually dying of, especially cervical cancer. So it is something that needs awareness. It is something that we don't talk about. And in terms of male cancers, we do have other months and where we do focus on that, but our primary focus is because a lot of women are dying from it. We need to actually talk about it more.
Yeah, it's very unspoken of. And I think cervical cancer specifically, which forms part of, is one of the fourth most common cancers. And that leads to, like, people are dying, so higher mortality rate. So in order to, like, detect it early and then just to create awareness to prevent it. Yeah.
And also, I want us to talk about, in terms of when you start seeing certain symptoms, what are those symptoms, and also what are the proper ways for people to go and get help, and also to come and reach you guys so that they can get the medical help that they need.
So, so basically our first aim would be prevention. That would be where the HPV vaccine comes in. It's basically started rolling out in 2014 in South Africa from ages 9 years old, so before one is sexually active. And then thereafter, it would be encouraging women to go for pap smears afterwards if they have now reached the age where they cannot get the vaccine anymore. And then just accessing clinics.
Yeah, so symptoms would be, I mean, it's vaginal bleeding, vaginal discharge, abdominal pain. They can be very non-specific symptoms as well. So, you know, it's all these things that are happening with us in our female bodies. We go to the clinics, you know, you either get sent away, and especially I think for young women, because we see a higher number of younger women actually being diagnosed. So because we are menstruating, we don't know what's abnormal. So our purpose is actually to target the female, to target the woman with the knowledge and the education of what is abnormal, so that you go and you know exactly, you know, what to do and what is right and wrong to seek help timelessly. So our clinics are there. We have pap smear drives, and we have rollouts in our schools with the HPV vaccine. And then after that, you know, it is obviously they'd have to be referred to a tertiary institution. But we do see gaps in the system, and we do see that a lot of people do not get to these helps, and there's a lot of people that get diagnosed too late, and that is why it is a crisis, and that is why there needs to be focus on it.
And also because of, I want us to talk about different standards that people are living into. So I want to know, how expensive is it to get diagnosed, and also the treatment journey as a whole? What would you say, or ways that someone can have access to being able to get treatment and also getting medical care?
So accessibility in South Africa, or third world countries, low middle income countries, is a big thing. And like Melissa said, there are gaps in the system. And because of those gaps, the initial time period for the diagnosis, sometimes they come at a later stage. Yeah, so I'm not 100% certain about the crisis, because we are
so the thing is, so with government-based, I mean, it's all relies on, I feel like, educating our patients. So we do have pap smear programs. In our country, we even saw it as a crisis, and that's why we have a pap smear program. It's just that people don't know when they should go. They don't know that they can go. They don't know. If you ask somebody randomly, when have you if you ask your mother, they would say, oh, when I last had my last child, you know, not knowing when.
And there's a stigma around
Exactly, going for pap smears. So, but in terms of seeking health, so one, with the HPV vaccine, you know, it's basically rolled out in 140 countries. We only got it in 2014. So your third world countries are the countries that basically get it at a later stage. So we are so behind in terms of, you know, when it comes to primary prevention even now. And then obviously in your primary healthcare system, we've got a lot of people that relies on, you know, like a hospital. So there's long waiting times and all of that. But unfortunately, we do see a lot of late presentations.
Is it? Thank you so much. And also, because of, I feel like the topic that you guys delved into, it's quite a broad one. And also, I feel like we haven't managed to get into all of it. So how can people get hold of you in terms of social media for the Purple Project? And also, if they want to consult with you individually, that's your camera.
So they can email us.
Yes.
At thepurpleproject@gmail.com.
So,
and then we'll get back to you.
And then what we are hosting, so every year we are hosting a shave-a-thon with cancer. We have a shave-a-thon with cancer on the 21st of September. September is actually Gynecological Awareness Month, and it's going to be in Boardwalk Mall from 9 to 3, and that will be our time so where you can actually come and see and get some
chat
more
with
info.
us. Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show. Truly excited. I want to check it out as well and make sure that if ever I have to register, very fast and quick. Well, right about now, we're back live onto your screens and we are going to give you a geek guide. But before we go for a geek guide, let us just check onto today's question. It says, how are you spending your Women's Day, and also what are the plans for the long weekend? I wonder, what is it that you're doing out there at home? Well, Ustela Mesh says that happy Women's Day, Z. I hope you have a beautiful one. My darling, listen, I definitely had a fantastic one. But Usive Tos Yena, it says, I absolutely love the lineup with amazing ladies on the show today. Woman, definitely woman, like it's Sam, right over to you. And then Alice Hope, she says, Yena Sino is such a great inspiration. So young with so many achievements. I love it for us, queens. That's what I definitely told her. I was like, you have so many achievements, like you inspire us so much. And also Dave Lewis, he says, Yena, happy Women's Day to every Mbokodo. We love you and hope you enjoyed. We are nothing without you. I love the fact that you do realize that you are nothing without us. And someone was here for Uspogazi as well. And then, what is the Purple Project? I'm so curious to know more about it. Well, I hope that you guys got your answers, and also you can follow them on social media so that you can get to know more about the Purple Project. But right about now, let us go for our geek guide and see, Uba, for this weekend, where you're going to be at, and also what can you possibly do to entertain yourselves at home. Well, starting off, we're starting with the Duke on a Flick, right, on Saturday, on the 10th of August, and also swiftly moving along to the Eastern Cape fashion show, right? Please make sure that you guys check that out. You get? So you definitely don't want to miss that. And then it is 7th annual Mbogodo Rise on Saturday, the 10th of August as well. So you have a variety of events to choose from, and also remember that the theme for the Mbogodo, it's definitely tradition. So make sure we are Swenga, and also Vice Chancellor Cultural Evening at the NMU Auditorium South Campus. That is also happening on Saturday, the 10th of August. So we also don't want to miss that. If you love events that NMU host, please do check that out as well. And then comedy night on Saturday as well. So Saturday Wako is going to be packed, and it's going to have beautiful people events that are going to be happening, and also Garden of Friends at the Garden Club. This is going to be happening on the 17th of August, so you definitely don't want to miss that, because you still do have time to plan and make sure and try and organize your crew so that you guys can go and enjoy yourselves. But from me, Umamgwevu, you guys do know I have to love and leave you and make sure that you continue being a phenomenal woman that you are there at home. But all I can say is that me and my crew are going to say Happy Women's Day. Enjoy the day. See you next week, Monday. Bye.